Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayam Dheeraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhateshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama-shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Ch Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namah Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We can also say it together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna. So, welcome for our weekly Bhagavatam discussion. So, we are discussing first canto, where we have discussed last time 10th chapter, where Krishna is leaving Hastinapur and entering into Dwaraka. So this chapter, 11th chapter, is very beautiful chapter in first canto, where when the Lord is entering into Dwaraka, how he is being received by the residents of Dwaraka. That is being beautifully explained in this chapter. All the loving reciprocations of the Lord's associates with the Lord. So that is being described in this chapter. Very nice chapter, sweet chapter. We'll see. So here, so Lord, after a long time, he has come for Dwaraka. So everyone is eagerly waiting. So when he came, so he wanted to indicate to all the residents that I have come. So he blew his conch shell. So as soon as he blew his conch shell, all the people who were all previously, they were all dejected because in the absence of the Lord, they are feeling very like everything is vacant. So they're all feeling the separation from the Lord. So as soon as the Lord blew conch shell, every one of them, they were all they felt themselves like their life has come back. So they started going towards him. So the Lord's blowing his conch shell, that is also described like the Lord's the conch shell in general, it is like a white in color, right? And the Lord's lips, they are all reddish or pink color. And Lord is also holding with his lotus hands. So it seems that this is like this whole scene is like a swan is playing in between the lotus flowers. So lotus hands and Lord's lotus lips and the white bowled this conch shell looking like a swan playing in the red lotus flowers. So that analogy is given. Basically, it is very beautiful. So as soon as all the Dwarkavasis they heard that sound, they were all very much enlivened and they started coming from their palaces, whatever place of residences, they are started rushing towards the Lord. And so because they are all eagerly waiting, when will the Lord will come? When will we meet them? So this is also like similar Prabhupada, like generally Prabhupada compares this that in general we are in this material existence, we are always in lot of problems, and main problem fear is also always prominent here. But this is all because of we are associating with Maya. But as soon as there is sound of the Lord represented by His holy name, then we can come out of all these problems, especially the problem of fear. So the sound vibration of the Lord's holy name, which is like Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is also a sound representation of the Lord, just like Lord blew his conch shell and everyone is rushing. Similarly, when we also take shelter of this holy name, our problems will we can take advantage of this sound, and therefore our fear and all these things will go away. Like that, Prabhupada is writing in these purports. So he is comparing the sound of the conch shell with the Lord's holy name. So when the citizens they all came, so they're like very much affectionate to the Lord. They are calling, they are affectionately receiving. So they are kind of offering gifts to the Lord. So these offerings, gifts, or some presentation to the Lord is compared to offering a lamp to the sun. So generally, if we see all our in our world, everything, all the light and heat, everything that we enjoy is ultimately coming from the sun only, right? So sun gives heat that is only stored in the form of different fuels, and that is only we are lighting and using it as a lamp. But some people, like when someone worships sun god, they offer that same lamp to the sun god. So that means whatever is given by sun god, he is offering same back. Similarly, we also often use the analogy of Ganges water. So someone goes to Ganges to take bath, and he takes some water from Ganges and offer it back to the Ganges. So similarly, offering presentations to the Lord is also similarly compared, because ultimately whatever things we have or anyone has is ultimately coming from the Lord. So offering the same presentations back to the Lord means it is similar to offering a lamp to the sun. So then they also, their happiness is also expressed in their language. So they very ecstatically glorified the Lord, received the Lord, just as like some wards when they see their guardian or father, they very lovingly welcome. Similarly, all these people, when they saw Krishna came back, so they were all very happy and lovingly they are greeting the Lord. So this is like because when someone after a long time, when a loving person come, so you very much lovingly we try to welcome. So the same feelings all the citizens of Dwaraka are expressing towards the Lord. So there, and their what are they speaking? So that is nicely explained. So their speech is very nice speech. So they are saying, they quote nice shlokas. They say, maybe I will show the shloka, which is very nice. All this, some 4 or 5 shlokas they quote very lovingly. They address the Lord. Natasmate nath sadangri pankajam virincha vairincha surendra vanditam parayanam shemamihe chatam param Nayatra Kala Prabhavet Para Prabhu. They are saying Natasmate Nata Sadangri Pankajam. Oh, oh Lord, your lotus feet, he is always worshipped by great great personalities like Virincha, Vairincha, Surendra Vandita. Virincha is Brahma and Vairincha is son of Brahma like Sanaka, Sanatana or other Brahma, even Lord Shiva, they are all said to be like sons of Brahma. Surendra, great demigods, great devatas like Indra, king of heaven. So all these personalities, they worship your lotus feet always. Natasma tenada sada angri pankajam virincha vairincha surendra vandita. And for persons who want their highest benefit in their life, parayanam kshemam ihecchatam param, who want their ultimate benefit in this life and after this life, they always take shelter of your lotus feet. Your lotus feet gives that benefit for all these people. And Nayatra Kala Prabhavet Para Prabhu. For them, for the Supreme Lord, there is no effect of time upon the Supreme Lord. And people who take shelter, for them also that protection will be there. So the great personalities like Brahma, Shiva, four Kumaras, all the Devatas, they always take shelter of your lotus feet. And whoever desires highest welfare, they should also take your shelter. They should also take shelter of your lotus feet. And there will be no effect of time upon you. So, and they are further saying, Bhavayanastvam Bhava Vishwa Bhavana Tvameva Madata Suhrutpati Pita Tvam Sadguruna Paramam Chadaivatam Yasyanuvritya Krutino Babhuvima. They are saying, Bhavaya Nastvam Bhava Vishwa Bhavana. O Lord, you are the supreme creator of this universe, Bhava Vishwa Bhavana, and you are only Tvameva Matata, you are only our mother, Suhrut, you are only our well-wisher, Suhrut means well-wishing person. Pati Pita, Pati, you are only our Lord, Pita, you are only our Father. Tvam Sadguruna, you are the supreme spiritual master for Paramam cha Daivatam, you are the supreme worshipful deity for us. Yasyanu Krutino Bhaguvima, just by following in your footsteps, means always trying to please you, we have achieved so much success in every respect. So all the opulences, all the everything that we are getting, all these things we are getting just by offering our respectful obeisances to you, O Lord. So therefore, we pray that you continues to bless your mercy upon us. Like that they are lovingly, he is a kind of, he is, although he is not a king, he is like king for them. He is the main protector for all of them, all the citizens. So they are lovingly saying, all the opulences, all the happiness that all we are experiencing, that is only because of your mercy. And please continue to bestow your mercy. And you are our mother, father, Lord, spiritual master, everything you are only for us. So please continue your your blessings, your mercy upon us, like that they are expressing. And then this is also very, very nice shloka. Aho sanata bhavatasmayadvayam traivishtapana api duradarshanam premasmitasnigdhanirikshananam pashyema tava sarva saubhagam. Aho sanata. So, oh, aho, it is our good luck that we have become Sanata. Sanata means we have come under a shelter of a master. Bhavatasma yadvayam. We have come under your shelter. So we are all very, very fortunate because Traivishtapanam api dura darshanam. It is very rare to get your darshan even for the great denizens of heaven. Traivishtapanam means who resides in heaven. So for them also, it is very, very rare to get your darshan. But we are freely seeing your form here. Premasmita snigdha nirikshananam. Your face, your loving glance. Premasmita, you always smile with love. Snigdha nirikshananam. And you affectionately glances towards us. So your face is very having these features of smiling with love and affectionate glances. Pashyama Rupam Tava Sarva Saugam. We are so fortunate that we are able to see that particular form of you, sir, which is very, very auspicious. So they are expressing their fortune to see the supreme form of the Lord, which is even very, very rare even for Devatas to see this form. So Krishna's form, it is said that in the scriptures that it is very, very, very beautiful that even all the residents of all these 14 planetary systems wanted to see that form. In fact, his all expansions like other his own expansions like other forms of the Lord, other incarnations of the Lord, like Vishnu and all others, they also want to see the beauty of Krishna. So, such is the beauty of Krishna. And when they are saying this form is even rare to see for the denizens, they are not exaggerating. It is very true. Like even the Devatas, they always hanker to see the form of Krishna, and unless Lord gives permission, they cannot see. So even even in Bhagavad Gita also, when Krishna shows the universal form, after that again he shows the this Soumya form, that means his original Krishna's two-handed form. Then Krishna says that this form is very rare to see even for Devatas, like that he said. So the form that Krishna, that people they are able to see is very much hankered by all of them, even the denizens to see. So they are expressing uh, their own good luck that they are able to see and they are able to come under the shelter of Krishna. So Sanata, this word is also very important. Like in this world, Sanata means one who has the master. So Anatha means one who doesn't have any protector. Basically, that is called as Anatha. So when one comes under the shelter of the Supreme Lord, that person is said to be most fortunate because he has the Lord as protector, as the Supreme Lord, Sanata. So in one prayer, Yamunacharya also says that in this world we are all moving in different directions. But now I am very fortunate that I have a fortunate master like you, O Narayana, like that Yamunacharya also praises. We have become Sanata. So all the Dwarkavasis are expressing this feeling. And so they are now lovingly, very lovingly kind of chastising or expressing their feeling that Yerhambujakshapasasarabho bhavan kurun madhunvat suhruddidrukshaya tatrabdakoti pratimakshano bhave ravim vinakshnoryavanastvaya tavachyutam. They are saying, "O Ambujaksha, or lotus side one," means very lovingly they are addressing, and they are now they are expressing their feeling that, "O lotus side Lord, so now whenever you go to faraway places like Madura, Vrindavan, or Hastinapur to meet your relatives and friends, now they are all happy, but we are suffering for us because every moment of your absence seems like millions of years. Tatrabda koti pratima kshano bhave. A kshana, one kshana is becoming like millions of years. So therefore, at that time, what we are feeling is that our eyes are become useless. Just like if sun is not there, light is not there, even though eyes are there, we will not be able to see. So therefore, in your absence, we are feeling like that. So they are complaining to the Lord. So don't go away from this place. If you go, not able to, we are not able to, we are feeling very much distressed if you go. So please don't go away from this place. So this is the main problem with the Lord, wherever. So, but Lord has so many devotees, and all the devotees want to associate with the Lord. No one wants to depart. no one want to have separation from the Lord. So if Lord goes from one place to other place, the people who are leaving, they feel sad. The people who are receiving, they feel happy. So this is the complaint, like everyone, please don't go, Lord, please stay here. So that is the problem the Lord always eternally has. But this is the mood, like Vipralamba Sambhoga. Even the feelings of separation, they are said to be the highest feelings. So because again, when the devotees feel lot of separation from the Lord, and again when the Lord comes back, the feeling of union will be the very, very highest. So this is the same complaint even the Vrindavan Vasis they will do. Oh Lord, don't go away. Same complaint we have seen in the last chapter. How Hastinapur Vasis they are saying, oh Lord, please don't go away. Please stay here for some more time. So this is the same thing. Even Ayodhya, if you see Ramayana, when Lord Ram is leaving Ayodhya, everyone is like completely crying. They are always, they are like, they felt as if their life is going away. And when the Lord came back after 14 years, they were in such an ecstasy that they all celebrated. That's how we are celebrating Diwali. That they are welcoming the Lord into their hearts. So these feelings of separation and union is constant feature in the Lord's pastimes. So that's what they are expressing. And in this shloka, one more important point it is mentioned is like Madhu. So Lord is going to Madura. So Madura here implies in Madura, because Madura, Krishna has shifted all the people from Madura to Dwaraka. So when it is mentioned, it is Madura, so it actually indicates Brajabhumi, Vrindavan. So that means Lord, even after coming from Vrindavan to Dwaraka, he is sometimes visiting Brajabhumi, sometimes visiting Vrindavan. So this is the clue that Acharyas gives that. So sometimes Lord is visiting Vrindavan after he came back from Vrindavan. So next they are saying, Katam vayam nata chiroshite dvai prasanna drishtya kilata pashoshanam जीवेम ते सुन्दरः सशोभितम् अपश्यमाना वदनं मनोहरम्. Oh Lord, if you always stay for long time in other places, how can we live without seeing your beautiful face? Prasanna drishtya, your very pleasing glances, which will remove akila tapa shoshanam. All our miseries will go away just by your glance. So Jivemate, how can we live without seeing your Sundara Hasa Shobhitam, very beautiful smile, Apashyamana Vadanam Manoharam, your beautiful face, which is Manohara, which is enchanting our hearts. So how can we live without seeing your lotus face, glances, and a nice smile? So this is a complaint they are saying. So please don't go for a long time. Please be here only. We always wanted to see you. So in this way, very lovingly, all these residents of Dwaraka, they are expressing their feelings to the Lord. And so Lord is very much pleased with the words of Dwarakavasis, and he also exchanged similar greetings for them also by glancing over them, acknowledged all their greetings. So in this way, he started entering the Madura Dwaraka. So when he is entering the Dwaraka, the opulence of that city of Dwaraka is mentioned. So Dwaraka, all these in Dwarka, different dynasties are there. Bhoja, Madhu, Dasharha, Kukura, Andaka, like that different dynasty people, they are all living in Dwarka. But they are all protected by, they are all descendants of Vrishni, and they are all protected by Lord Krishna. And they were all as strong as Lord Krishna. And that city, Dwarka, is filled with so many appliances. There are so many gardens there, flower gardens, orchards, parks, so many reservoirs of lakes are there. It is being surrounded by ocean. So many beautiful lotus flowers are there in those lakes. And when the Lord is entering, there is city archways are there. They are all nicely decorated because Lord is coming. And all the roads, they are all nicely decorated with so many decorations. And there are banana leaves they have planted, and mango leaves. They are all there to welcome the Lord. Flags are there, garlands are there. So many paintings they did. So all these things indicates that how they are welcoming the Lord. So that's what we are also like in Diwali. This is the main thing we are supposed to celebrate. Like we are welcoming the Lord into our hearts. So that's how Diwali started. So here also Dwarkavasis, they are welcoming the Lord into their home, or welcoming the Lord into their town, and every Dwarkavasi is feeling that Lord will reciprocate with our house. So they are all ready. Every house is also nicely decorated so that they can offer worship to the Lord. So, yeah. And all the public highways, subways, lanes, they are all cleansed, and they are moistened with scented water. And yeah, so many, every house is decorated with so many different items so that when the Lord comes, they can offer that worship. So that when the people of Dwarka, the prominent people, they heard close relatives like Vasudev, Akrura, Ugrasena, Balaram, Pradyumna. They're all like some are elders, some are younger, some are his sons. So they all became so happy that immediately wherever they are, whatever their action they are doing, everything they have abandoned and started rushing to the Lord to welcome the Lord. So some of them are resting, some of them are sitting, dining, but all of them left all their work and started to receive the Lord. And they, while going, they took a lot of paraphernalia uh, like so much elephants, and they blew conch shell, bogles. Some of the Brahmanas, they started chanting Vedic hymns. So everyone was like full of affection to receive the Lord. They all went. See, some of the episodes in Bhagavatam, they are like very big episodes. They are like summarized in 1 or 2 verses, but it is like some welcoming of the Lord. So for welcoming the Lord, the whole chapter is mentioned. It's like how the Lord is welcome, what are the different feelings of different associates of the Lord. So this is like sometimes Bhagavatam goes into details, zooming into some particular sections, and sometimes it's zoom out and summarizes the many episodes into 2 3 verses. So Sukadev Goswami or Sukadeva Goswami, they are focusing on the affectionate part, how different devotees they are affectionate. 1 minute.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You muted, Prabhu?
Gauranga has called. So,
Okay.
yeah. We can discuss. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking that basically something went wrong.
Yeah. So these Brahmanas, they like everyone there, like we are discussing that. So these chapters is like affectionately addressing the Lord. So that's what they are discussing in this chapter. So all these people, they went to welcome the Lord, and they are all fully saturated with affection to welcome the Lord. And so many other people, like women, they also went various vehicles to receive the Lord. They're all nicely decorated to welcome the Lord. And even like dramatists, artists, dancers, singers, historians, so people who speak in different histories, so they also came and to receive the Lord. So they also, like whatever talents anyone has, everyone is using for in the like in glorification of the Lord. So whatever they are offering, the Lord is also reciprocating with all of them. So Lord, like some of them are seniors, so for them he would bow down. Some of them are like equals, he would embrace. Some of them are juniors, for them he gives his blessings or lovingly smile with them. And all the citizens uh, he offers his benedictions or acknowledge their different signs of affection with everyone appropriately. This is how they all Lord reciprocated with everyone. So, and sometimes when the Lord is when the Brahmanas, they are also came, and they are Brahmanas started offering benedictions. So these benedictions are like some of them, they are befitting and not befitting. Befitting, not befitting in the sense Lord is the Supreme Lord. He is the one who can offer benedictions to everyone. So for them, these Brahmanas are offering benedictions. So that is not befitting. But befitting also because like Lord is playing the role of a human being. So he is able to receive the blessing from Brahmanas and other devotees. So that is that in that way he will be happy. So in that way, that is befitting also. So in this way, Lord reciprocated with everyone. So then, so in this way, the all the people of Dwarka, they are able to see that beautiful form of the Lord. So but that is like a great festival for all the residents. Shriyo nivaso yasyorah panapatram mukam drusham bahavo lokapalanam saranganam padambujam. Shriyo nivaso yasyorah. In his chest, the Lord Shri Lakshmi Devi resides in his chest. Shriyo nivaso yasya ura. In his chest, Lakshmi Devi resides. Panapatram mukam drusham. His face is very beautiful to look into. It's like the drinking vessel for ice. So generally we drink through our mouth, but if something is very beautiful, when we are seeing, it's like as if some people say that he is drinking that form with his eyes. So pana patram mukam drusham. So for people who are seeing, his face is like a drinking vessel. Bahavo Lokapalana, and all his arms, they give protection to all the people of the Loka. And Sarangana Padambujam, for the essence seeker, Sarangana means basically the bees. Bees are like the bees always take the essence from the flowers. Sarangana means essence seekers. That means the devotees. For them, the object of their meditation is his lotus feet, Padambujam. So in this way, the beauty of the Lord is mentioned So Nityam Nirikshamananam Yadyapi Dwarakaupasam. So these people of Dwaraka, they are Nityam Nirikshamananam. They are daily seeing this form of the Lord, but Navitupyantihi Drushaha. But Navitupyantihi Drushaha means still they are not satisfied by seeing. Shriyo Dhamangam Achyutam. So such is the beauty of the Supreme Lord. So Navitrupyantihi Drushaha Shriyo Dhamangam Achyutam. So such is the beauty, they are not at all satisfied still by seeing the Lord repeatedly. So when the Lord is coming, while he is coming, how he is coming, that beauty is explained. Sitata Patra Vyajanair. So his umbrella is white, and Vyajana is like Vyajana, which devotees span the Lord. This is also in white color. And Prasuna Varshay Avivarshita Pati. While coming, there are different flowers. Their flowers are sprinkled upon the Lord. They are thrown upon the Lord or on the Lord. So Prasuna Varsha means the Varsha of the flowers, rain of flowers. Abhivarshita Pati. So on the Lord, he is being decorated with these flowers. And he is wearing Pishanga Vasa, yellow cloth, and Vanamalaya Babo. He is wearing the Vanamalaya. So all this scene is appearing like a Gano Yata Arka Udupa Chapa Vaidyutai. It appears like a Gana, a cloud is being surrounded by the moon and rainbow and lightning. So this Lord's body, the color of the body is similar to the cloud color. So Lord is compared to Gana, cloud. And when this chamara they are waving, they are like half circle of moon. So these chamaras are compared to Udupa. And this chapa is rainbow that will come at the same when rain is coming. So this chapa is like his garland is having different colors. So this chapa is compared to rainbow. And Vaidyuta is lightning. So his Pishanga Vasa, this yellow cloth is so bright that it is compared to light. This way his beauty while coming is compared to the phenomena in the sky. So they are all very happy. So Lord, when he is entering, how he is dealing with his different devotees. So that is mentioned here. So dealing with the mothers. So when the Lord he entered the mothers' palaces, so all the mothers like Vasudev had around 18 wives. So they all had the same affection towards Krishna, just like Devaki had affection to Krishna. All other wives, although Krishna was born to Devaki, but he was all other mothers also consider Krishna as their own son, and they all embraced Krishna. They sat him on their laps, and because of that affection, milk started coming from their breasts. So they were all like tears are also automatically coming from their eyes, and those tears are falling on Krishna, and they are wetting the Lord with their tears. So then, in this way, he fully reciprocated with all his mothers. Then, after that, he entered into the palaces where his wives resides. So, in Dwaraka, like Krishna married to 16,108 wives. So, each of the wife had a palace in Dwaraka, and they had their sons and daughters. So Krishna had, while entering these palaces, it's like Krishna expands himself to all these different, into the 16,108 forms. And every queen thinks that Krishna has come to me only. So like that, every queen felt herself very fortunate. So, and these wives, when they see after their husband after a long time, they were all they are very much happy. They at once rose from their seats and their meditations, and they covered their faces shyly, and they started looking towards Krishna very lovingly, and they were they are so happy to see the Lord, and they are like kind of internally they are embracing the Lord, and externally they sent their sons so that they can he can embrace the son. So this is like their exchange of love with the Lord, and so sons are equivalent to them. So in this way, they are reciprocating with the love of the Lord. And although they tried to restrain their feelings, inadvertently the tears came from their eyes also. And these queens, Yadyapi asau parshvagato rahogatas. Although these queens, they are always staying with the Lord, still the lotus feet of the Lord appeared Navam Navam, very new and new. And so the lotus feet, it is mentioned that this even the goddess of fortune, who is always restless and moving, she cannot give up this lotus feet. So any woman who is once attached to this lotus feet, how can he give up that lotus feet? So all these wives, they feel that although they are always staying with the Lord, they feel that presence of the Lord, that lotus feet are always newer and newer. So this is how the process of bhakti so works. Like although it is the same process we may do every day, or same routine may be there, but it always becomes newer and newer. So tadapi tasyangri yugam navam navam. So it appears, the lotus feet of the Lord appears newer and newer. Similarly, all the process of bhakti, although the same processes may be there, but it will be newer and newer. It will be relished more and more by the devotees. So although Lord is mentioned, that although he is there, he is reciprocating freely with he is reciprocating very affectionate with all his queens. But Sukadeva Goswami suddenly narrates that Supreme Lord, he has come, and he has there is in this world, there are so many kings who are burdening the earth. They are puffed up with their own strength of their own military strength. So he caused fighting among themselves, and he destroyed all these powerful administrators. So he was like the wind which causes friction between bamboos, and those got destroyed. So like that it is compared that the Lord, so this is mentioned especially in this here, that Lord is having so much affectionate towards his wives and all the Dwarkavasis. But this pastime of killing all the other people, destroying the burden, so there he is not so much attached, that he does out of duty, out of his energies will take care. But the more sweeter these pastimes where he is affectionate to his devotees, he is more attached to these pastimes. So in this way that is mentioned. So that Supreme Lord who can do all these things, he is appearing amongst the human beings, and he is reciprocating with his wives just like an ordinary husband. So like that he is dealing. But one should not think that he is ordinary. In order to narrate that, Sutta Goswami is quoting this shloka. Uddama bhava pishuna madavad guhasa व्रीडावलोकनिहतो मदनोऽप्यासाम् सम्मुख्य चापमदः प्रमदोत्तमास्ता Yasyendriyam vihmatitam kuhakairna sheku. So Uddama Bhava Pishuna Amala Valguhasa. So all these queens, they are having beautiful smiles, beautiful feelings, and they can arouse Cupid, and even Cupid himself gave up his bow in frustration. But still, Krishna Krishna's senses are not conquered by all these activities. So these wives are they so beautiful. They can agitate. They are so beautiful, and even Cupid can conquer so many other people, but still these Lord Krishna senses could not be conquered by all these wives. So that means, like Lord is Atmarama, he is fully satisfied. So all his affectionate dealings with his devotees, his wives, and everyone, they are not at all material. They are completely transcendental in nature. So one should never uh, understood that the dealings of the Lord with his even gopis or his wives, everything, they are all transcendental, never mundane. In order to narrate that, it is this shloka is mentioned that Lord's senses could never be agitated by all these activities. So, but in order to narrate this, conditioned souls, they generally think that Lord is also one of them like that. So they think that Lord is also affected by matter, although he is unattached. So when the conditioned souls, when they see that Lord is affectionately dealing with his wives or gopis, they think that Lord is also like ordinary person. He is also affected by matter, but he is not at all affected by these gunas. So, etad Ishanam Ishasya, this is the nature of the Lord. Although he is the Isha, he is the Supreme Lord, Prakrutistopi Tadgune, although he is situated in this, although he may appear to situate in this Prakriti, but he is never affected by these modes. Nayujyate sadatmaster yata buddhis tadashraya. So, what to speak of the Lord? One who takes shelter of the Lord, his devotees, they also will not get affected by gunas. What to speak of the Lord? So, one should never think that Lord's dealings with his devotees or his wives or gopis, anyone, to be on the mundane level, not on the not on the level of three modes, because even the great personalities of his devotees, they never experience these kind of, they also will not get affected by material qualities. What to speak of the Lord? So for example, great devotees like great sannyasis, they all take shelter of the Lord. So they renounce this world, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, all these people, they are great sannyasis. They are taking shelter of the Lord, and they never get agitated by the modes. So what to speak of the Supreme Lord? So Shukadeva Goswami is a great person. He is taking shelter of the Lord. So he is Brahmajnani. The Kumaras, they are Brahmajnanis. So they are beyond the modes, but they are taking shelter of the Lord. So what to speak of the Lord? So that is being explained here. So, and all these queens, they thought that Lord is their husband, their handpicked husband, their beloved husband. So they are not aware, they are not even their wives also not aware. They also not completely understand Krishna fully. So this is like out of love, they are feeling that he is their husband. So this their bewilderment and others' bewilderment will be different. Others may not know the Lord because of Maya, but because of external Maya. But these queens, they think that Krishna is their husband out of Yoga Maya. They are also not fully, they could also think that Krishna is their handpicked husband. So in this way, all these wives are always feeling the presence, they lovingly experiencing the Lord. So in this way, this chapter beautifully explained the loving exchanges of the Lord with the Dwarkavasis. So then, in this way, for several chapters, like initially the Shaunikadi Rishis, they asked Sutta Goswami to narrate the pastimes of Parikshit Maharaj. So in order to narrate the pastime of Parikshit Maharaj, he spoke how Ashwadhama episode, he spoke how Parikshit was born and how Krishna protected him. And in order to that, to narrate Parikshit's birth, he narrated that Krishna, how he is leaving, at the point of leaving, Queen Kunti came and gave protection. Then how Krishna stayed for some more time. Then Bhishma's departure is described. And how Krishna is departing from Hastinapur and how he is entering Dwarka, that is mentioned. So Shaunikadi Rishis, they knew that topic, that how Parikshit was born, and please narrate that discussion. How Parikshit was born. We want to hear Parikshit is saved by Supreme Lord himself in the womb, and this Parikshit is said to be very great devotee of the Lord, and so what position he achieved after his death. So we want to hear about this subject matter. Please narrate. So then Sutta Goswami, he started narrating. Before narrating the Parikshit Maharaj episode, he started narrating the glory of Yudhishthir Maharaj's rule. So Yudhishthir Maharaj, as previously also previously chapter also mentioned how Yudhishthir gloriously ruled his kingdom. Again, it is mentioned here. Yudhishthir Maharaj, he got his kingdom and he started reigning. He was like his own father, Pandu. Like that, he very rightfully he started ruling, and he has no personal ambition, and his mind is always engaged in the service to the lotus feet of the Lord, and therefore he does not have any feelings for his own sense gratification. So because he is always engaged in remembering Krishna's lotus feet, he is not at all affected by any sense gratification. So therefore he very kindly, affectionately ruled all the citizens of his kingdom. So citizens are addressed as praja. That means every one of the citizens is considered as his own sons, and so in this way he is addressed. They are addressed as praja. And his glory is such that Yudhishthir Maharaj's glory is such that even what are all the possessions he had, the sacrifices he has done. His queen Draupadi is so famous, and his brothers Bhima and Arjuna, they are all so famous that his fame reached even the heavenly planets. So such is he had opulence, he had fame, he had everything. That's how, because he is engaged in the Krishna service, he got everything. And even the denizens of heaven, they desire to have that wealth, that opulence that King Yudhishthir had. But the position of Yudhishthir is all these opulences, they were not the source of his satisfaction. His source of satisfaction is only service to the Lord. So that is the nature of Yudhishthir. Although he had all opulences, everything, his source of satisfaction is that he wanted to serve the Lord. There he could find his satisfaction, not other things. So that is how the Yudhishthir Maharaj rule is mentioned. His exemplary rule, his qualities, opulence and detachment is mentioned. So detachment is mainly comes by attachment to Krishna. So that is how Bhagavatam and other scriptures. Normal vairagya. So vairagya is a byproduct of attachment to Krishna. So right detachment is not encouraged. So Yudhishthir, because he is so attached to Krishna's lotus feet, although he is in the position of a king of the whole world, his mind does not deviate to any sense gratification. And all the opulences he had, he has no attachment to them. His only attachment is to Krishna's lotus feet. How we can say that he doesn't have any attachment? Because when the time came, he could easily detach from that kingdom and walk out. So when Krishna left this planet, Yudhishthir immediately gave up his kingdom to next ruler Parikshit and he walked out. That's how he ruled in a very detached way. So because he is attached to Krishna's service. So now from now onwards, the Parikshit, how Parikshit was born and how he was, what are his different qualities mentioned by different Brahmanas at the time of his birth is being narrated in the next section that we will cover in the maybe next time. So stop here. If anyone wants to share anything, add or Hare Krishna. Hope you are able to follow and everything. Right?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, okay, then maybe we'll continue next
Sure,
week.
sure, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Thank
Hare
you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Consistent.
Hare Krishna.
Like we are consistently reading Srimad Bhagavatam. This is very
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
yeah. Hare Krishna. So we'll end here. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila
Jai.